Some manga have super long titles and real detailed cover arts, and others only need 3 letters and 2 colors to get the point across. So today we're going to talk about Mad, newish manga on Manga Plus that I've been reading since the first chapter dropped, but it took me through a roller coaster because I didn't initially see it going the way it's gone when it started out. The quickest to the point summary is think about an alien invasion almost decimating humanity. So now people have to fight for survival against these aliens. But the humans find a way to take advantage of this alien power, and it becomes some crazy AOT, kaiju, JJK type. It's got a long start. The first chapter is 125 pages, second chapter is like 60 something pages, and the first 3 chapters had initially released weekly. And after the 3rd chapter, the mangaka was like, all right, look, it's going to be a bi-weekly from now, which is cool because all the chapters have been lengthy, you feel me? But like, all right, the main character, bro, doesn't become the main character until like chapter 13. I'll be honest. There's a lot going on in this story. So I'm not going to do a whole detailed summary, but I'll give you a gist of it for you to understand like why it's called Mad. So Mad starts off with meteors hitting Earth, bringing an alien infestation that basically puts humanity at its brink. The aliens are aggressive aliens that look vaguely similar to aliens. These aliens conquered the planet in no time, and they had the remaining survivors constantly seeking refuge and safety. So when you first see him, our main character John is completely missing an arm, and he's just depressed. He's ready to give up on running from these aliens and fighting them. He's with a group that he just recently met, and they're traveling trying to find survivors or trying to find some safety. Eventually, they get a hit on their little Dragon Ball radar scanner that there's people up ahead, so they're on the way there, and they get right outside of this stronghold, and then they realize that they're in a minefield. They realize a little too late. One of them steps on the mine and blows up, and the explosion attracts aliens, and the aliens kill off everybody except John and Ethan. John and Ethan are saved by the people from the signal coming from an underground stronghold that they call Jericho. Them finally getting to safety is the end of the first chapter. Like I said, 126 pages. It's a lengthy first chapter. So when they're saved in Jericho in the second chapter, they bring them some food. They're like, oh wow, we haven't eaten in so long. Ethan eats, but Ethan doesn't want to share any with John, so John doesn't get to have any. From there on, John's got a bad feeling about Jericho. He's just not feeling it. Something seems off. You get the vibe from some of the characters. Like Leon just feels like he's trying to sell it too much. John's a little weary. He wakes up in the middle of the night and he can't find Ethan. Ethan was in a bed next to him in the same room. So when he can't find him, he goes roaming through the hallway and he sees a dark hallway with blood stains. And then he sees a monster looking person coming through the dark doorway and he's like, yo, what the f? He gets scared, takes off. He takes off running down the hallway and bumps into Leon, who's walking around the corner with a tray of food. He's freaking out to Leon, and Leon's like, calm down, come to my room and let's eat something since you haven't eaten yet. So they go back to Leon's room and they both eat. Come to find out later, they had a alien meat. By eating this alien meat is a way to see if you're a possible candidate to be an adapter, which is the people that can transform. They can on command transform into powerful aliens, and they're usually more powerful than the average aliens they've ran into. But if you're not a possible suitor to be an adapter, you die. Long story short, it's not as sweet as it seems in Jericho. It looks like a nice shelter, but really, after they feed the people the alien meat, they throw them in, it looks like prison cells they have. They throw them in the cells and try to feed them more alien meat. In the process of if you become an adapter or not, your body and everything starts to deteriorate. It looks like they're dissolving, like just falling apart. All of John's hair falls out. His teeth start falling out. It looks like you're gonna die. That's what you think. Up until chapter 13, I really thought my boy John was gonna die. I thought the story was about to end. I thought maybe he wasn't the main character. Maybe Leon was. John's really going through it. He's been going through it since the beginning because when the story starts off, he thinks his sister is with him the whole time. He's walking with his sister, has his sister with his group talking to his sister, and it gets all the way down to the point where the aliens pull up that he realizes he's just seeing visions of his sister. His sister already passed away. He's like, damn, he started losing everything. He's trying to still do his push-ups to stay alive. But on the other side of the wall, Ethan had been there the whole time. And Ethan's trying to tell him he's not as strong as John. He can't stay strong. He's about to give up because it's too hard. And then the next day, Leon brings Ethan to John to show him he died, passes away, and he's just like mush. Like he done fell apart to pieces. And John's like, that's the only friend I had, bro. So in chapter chapter 13, after finally sees him holding Ethan like that and he says he's dead, John starts seeing visions of his sister again. And his sister just tells him, yo, end him. I just didn't see it coming. I thought John was about to die just like Ethan next, bro, like the next chapter. And then, bam, my boy transforms. And I was like, oh, shit. But that boy had to go through hell to get there. You know, usually in one of these shows, when they get taken over by an alien or whatever to transform, you know, they go through a little pain. But like, my boy really had to die. Like, that boy looked like he had all type of cancer and diseases and shit eating him alive, falling apart. But, bro, when that boy goes through his evolution, come out that motherfucking metapod. Before I get further, they get into the concept of horned aliens little ways through the story, right? They explain and show that horned aliens also exist, which are stronger, much stronger. And we also know that there's a queen in a huge nest and they all bring people and food back to the nest, which we're going to get back into all of that in a minute too. We get that whole concept. And John transforms and he's got 2 huge horns, bro. So when I tell you all those adapters, the boss, the leader of Jericho, because Leon's not the leader. He goes to fucking destroying them, killing them, wrecking them, one-shotting all of them. Rex Leon, unfortunately, he doesn't die. He's still alive because he was the original adapter. When the aliens came, him and his group in the military, as they were losing their mind, tried eating alien meat, and he was the only survivor. Everybody else in their squad died, but Leon survived and became an adapter. He kills like half of them. Not only that, when he transformed and goes to killing them all, he destroys Jericho, like just blows the wall, everything. All the aliens come in and eat and kill the rest of who's alive for the most part. He goes crazy. He was mad, bro, and he shows it. He snaps. Leon and them did him so dirty. They sent a signal that attracted their whole group. Almost the entire group died outside in the minefield. He takes the last 2 survivors and makes them eat alien meat. And he's like, oh, we're family, don't worry. How are we family, brother? You come to hate him because you just feel he's so psychotic in his nature. Now he has gotten back to his human form. He's gone through that rampage. And now Leon and Oscar, 2 of the remaining people, are, I don't know, out to get revenge on him, out to go get him. But when you see his transformation, they can't f with him. John mudded all those adapters. He just dirtied all of them ASAP. So they're gonna need another plan to take out my boy John right now. But other problem I was talking about that we see is this nest, and this queen alien, she's having all the other little worker aliens bring back the dead bodies and the people that they kill. And I can't tell exactly what it is, but they're giving the bodies to her. She's sucking up and absorbing the bodies into tubes and shit. And then she's putting something into their mind, either giving the aliens life from the human, or the soul of the human, or the brain or memories. It's something along those lines. But you see her absorbing up all the people and then taking some type of tentacle shit, and their heads open up at their brain, and she puts some shit in through their brain, and then their eyes light up. So like, I don't know if that's supercharging them. I don't know if that's putting the human in there, like absorb the brain and put it in there. So now it's like you're making human aliens. We don't know. We're gonna find out moving forward. But bro, this manga right here is so bad, bro. I mean, putting aside the fact that they look almost like identical rip of aliens, aside from that minor resemblance, the mangaka has a totally different art style. It's like, it looks way more Western. How he likes all these Western names, John, Oscar, Leon. The art style itself doesn't look like traditional manga art. It looks like it was very Western inspired. Obviously with aliens too, they're just the white version. The art style also is very like almost rough in the edges in some parts. He definitely turns it up when it's an action scene or something's happening. Bro, he turns it up. But the mangaka has a much more laid back art style when it's like some of the regular stuff. I fuck with it though. Like, I like all kind of art styles. It's cool to see how different mangaka try different shit. The entire way, like, it's been a real roller coaster reading it from 1 to 20 even, that you see why he calls it mad. He already been going through hell. Aliens done wrecked shit, took his sister, took his arm. Then the last beacon of hope that he has left, he loses almost all of his group to get to. Ends up being the fucking worst situation he could have went to. Loses Ethan. Now he's alone. And now he's mad, bro. Just his transformation and all that massacre that he does. It's just so hype, bro. Like, so hype. AOT, Kaiju, JJK vibes. The way that this be playing out, it feels GG-esque, but like slash kaiju. You see the smarter aliens, you could see the horned ones, they move different, and you see the fact that we have the queen and the nest. There's definitely some way that she's making stronger aliens. Everything looks like it's taking place in like the desert in America. Jericho is not in Japan. All of the characters look like Americans. So let me know what y'all think about this though. Mad. Check back for some more anime manga content. That one. Yeah.